fast Ethernet for the 100 megabits per second. And the A code and the X code is support the 100 megabits and also the one gigabits for the uplink. So usually we will have the A code or X code for the uplink port, and the other port with the PoE we will have the fast Ethernet port with the D code.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Hey, just want to interrupt. The A code, I've always seen that used as serial communications. I've never seen it as Ethernet because of crosstalk. I've always seen the code and the D code, but I've never seen an A code in this format.
Yes, A code is very seldom to have, but some of our customers require they want to use the A code for the Ethernet, so we have the A code for option. But almost all the M12 switch that we have right now should be used the S code. Okay, so go on to the next. Okay, this is the appearance of the JetNet. Let's take a look from the front of the switch. In front of the switch, you could see the Ethernet port, of course, and also the fiber port. But some of our switch support couple ports, which means you could choose either RJ45 or the SFP to be the uplink port. But it's the either one choice. If you choose to use the SFP, which means you cannot use the RJ45 at the same port. And also you could see the console port. The console port allows you to use to connect it to the computer and use the command line to control the switch. Okay, Todd, do you have some question?
Yes, the SFP ports, are they keyed to use only the Korinix SFPs, or can you use Cisco or Hirschman?
Oh yes, we don't have limitation on the SFP, so they could choose to use the other brand.
Thanks.
Yeah, but in my experience, I made some problem that some of our switch might not communicate with the Cisco switch because the communication between the chip is not working. So if the customer want to connect to the Cisco with the SFP, I suggest to test before they build up the systems.
Thanks. I've run in that before. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, and you could see that the in front of the switch, you could see also the diagnostic LED. The LED will show the system status and also the power status and also the ring status. And we have the alert LED as well. So if you configure the warning event, then there has some problem, or you configure the relate, the alarm LED will be triggered. And in the bottom of the switch, you could see the power connector. We use the terminal block. And the dimmer type switch only support the DC power, and the DC power have to separated the power for the positive and the negative. So when you connecting the power, you have to mention that the positive power to connecting with the positive pole, and the negative connecting to the negative. Okay, so and all of our managed switch support network redundancy, and we support the standard redundancy mechanism like the spanning tree for the RSTP and the MSTP, and also our switch support the ERPS. But some of our switch only support the ERPS v1, which means it could use only with the single ring. And if you want to use you have the sub ring or the multi ring, you have to use the ERPS v2. But for now, we're not provide the ERPS v2 on the auto switch, so you might need to confirm with our PM or confirm with me at first for the ERPS v2.
Well, where would we know which ones support V2 and which ones don't? Is it specified somewhere?
Yeah, because the PM colleague didn't mention the ERPS in the datasheet, so I cannot promise all the device has shows this in the datasheet. So I might need to check with our PM team again and ask them about this, and then I will update about this with you.
Very good, thanks.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, so not only the standard redundancy, the Cornix has the patented mechanism, the multiple super ring, the MSR. And the advantage of the MSR is the failover time is in the several milliseconds. And basically, it don't have the maximum number in story. But if you use more switch in a single ring, which means the failover time will be increased. So usually I won't use too many switch in a single ring, but it's hard to tell a number. It depends on the scope of the systems. But usually my customer use maybe 10 to until 20 switch in a single ring. And also our MSR support multi-type of the link media. You could choose to use copper or the fiber, and also you could choose the different speed to use in a single ring. And this is a example for the MSR work. At the first, when you connect to the ring, we need a blocking port to stop the loop situation. So first we will have a switch to be the ring master, and you will decide which port to be the blocking port. And when there has some problem in the ring, the ring master will automatically change to the nearest to the fail link to be the ring master. And when it back to the normal, it will decide to block a port to prevent the loop. Okay, so Todd, you have a question?
I was just curious, do you support DLR rings, device level rings?
Sorry, did you say DLR?
DLR, device level ring. It's a Rockwell switch.
I think we didn't work with it before, so I cannot sure it could be work or not.
I understand.
Hey, Johnny, just a general question. These like this feature you're talking about last, these appear only, they are not available on the 2000 series JetNet or the 3000. It's 4000, 5000, 6000, 7000 series products, right? The managed ones only.
Yes. The ring mechanism only exceed for the managed switch. The unmanned switch didn't support the ring.
Yep.
Okay.
And you don't have parallel redundant protocol?
Yeah, for the unmanned switch, yes. For now, we don't have the redundant protocol for the unmanned switch, only for the managed switch. Okay, and for the MSR, we not only support a single ring, we have the other mechanism which could allow the multi-ring or the trunk ring or we call the rapid dual homing and a super chain. And I will share about the detail in the redundancy class. So we are not going to talk about this in this class. Okay, so for the management interface, we have 4 interfaces could choose to manage the switch. First one, we have the web interface on the switch. You could type in the IP address to access to the web interface to control to manage your switch, and also you could choose to use the SMP to read the data or write the data for the switch. And also we support a Cisco-like console. You could use the command line to control the switch. And also we support the remote control with the telnet and the SSH to remote control the switch by the command line. Okay, this is a comparison with the commercial and the industrial switch. And advantage of the industrial switch is that we support critical network redundancy, and it has the high MTBF, which means the life cycle time is more than the commercial. And also we support the DC. we support the power boosters on the son of our PoE switch, and I will talk about it later. And all of our switch is fanless design, so the customer won't worry about when the fan problem. And also we have the rugged M12 connector for the transportation solutions. And also all of our switch could work in the harsh environment with the wide operating temperature. And for the rugged design, this shows that our switch using the aluminum for the housing, and it's allowed the switch to operating in the harsh environment. And also the power position of our switch is under the button, so it could be proof the dust and the water. Then the power position is on the top. And also this is the comparison for the material for the aluminum and the plastic. And of course, the aluminum will be much more better than the plastic, as you know. Okay, so this is our highlight product. This is the JetNet 7628X. Yes, Todd, do you have a question?
Sorry. Besides Hirschman, who else uses plastic on their switches? Is there anybody else?
Rockwell does with their Stratic switches.
Did they? Okay, cool to know. I knew, well, Hirschman uses a lot, and they call it ballistic plastic, and they say it doesn't bounce on the rail as much because it's lighter. But
oh yeah, I understand. Yeah, but in my big experience, the switch come with the plastic might be not able to use in the hard environment.
It can't take the heat. No, they get soft when they get hot. Yeah. It's a problem with plastic. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Welcome. Okay. So yes, this is our first switch come with the 10 gig uplink, the 7628X. The X means this switch has the 10 gig port. You could use the 10 gig for the uplink. And this is the layer 3 switch. And usually when you see the first number is 7 or 6, which means this switch could be the layer 3 switch. And this switch has the PoE version and the non-PoE version. So you could choose you want to use which version that the customer needs. And also this switch is the layer 3 switch. So of course it supports the routing protocol, and it supports 1 gigabit and 10 gigabits for the SFP. And also it supports the DDMSP, SFP. And of course it has our network redundancy, the MSR, and also the standard redundancy. And also it supports cybersecurity. Okay, so next one is this is another switch that we have right now is the 5612G, and it comes with three versions. the two version is the 5612G and 12GP. The GP means is the PoE version. And the other one is the 5620G. It didn't have the PoE version. You only have the non-PoE version, but it comes with the 20 ports. And the difference between the 12 and the 20 is that the 20G-4C means it has the 4 combo ports, and the 12G and GP is -4F, which means that it has the 4 fiber port, but it cannot use the cover for the uplink. It only support the SFP. And also the 5612G support our redundancy mechanism and also the security mechanism, and it has the checkside railway checkside compliance, the EN 50121-4, so it could be used on the checkside.
On that slide, Johnny,
yes,
what are the asterisks? You have some asterisks, 8 and 4, 8 and 4, 16 and 4. You know what I mean by asterisk, a little star next to those numbers? What's the definition? Usually it'll tell you what that asterisk is for.
You mean the -4F, -4C?
No, in your list there, like on your second bullet point, after the 8, there's a little star, and then after the 4, there's a star. What is the definition of why are you starring that? Is it a what?
Okay, it means it has how many ports on the like this A star GBE RJ45, which means it has the 8 gigabits Ethernet port come and use the RJ45 connector. And the 4 star, it means it has the 1 gigabit SFP port. Yeah, that's the star means.
Just so means it's like combo port. It's a combo port.
Yeah.
Or is it just the number? Is it like usually when we use a star like that, it usually it sort of like pulls out a footnote or something at the bottom of the page saying, note this. If it's like 8 gigabit Ethernet ports, then we use usually an X like times. So I just wanted to clarify. It looks like it's just the 8 and 4 ports, there's not a special note or anything like that.
So. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I think I will correct this, and I will tell this to our PN colleague, because this is for our PN colleague. I will tell them about this. Yeah.
In the chat, Richard put a note there explaining how we interpret it. So maybe it's just you interpret it different than us, but I understand now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I will think to correct this to prevent the misunderstanding. Okay. So yeah, about the cybersecurity, we have some of security mechanism, and we have the class will tell about all of this mechanism in the first. I think this should be the third class, and my colleague Doc will introduce all the security mechanism for you. So I'm not going to talk about the detail of this in this class. Okay, and in a different level we have the different mechanism for the defense to prevent our systems. In the network level, we have the DHCP snooping and the dynamic R inspection, and also IP source guard, the DOS protection. And in the traffic level, we have the layer 3 and the layer 4 ACO, the access control links to block the untrusted traffic. And also in the device level, we have the layer 2 SAO, the access control list, to identify and authorize the device, and which means that only the trust device can access to the network. And we use this kind of the mechanism to prevent prevent the systems. Okay, so now I'm going to show you that this is our latest switch, the JetNet 52 series. It's the whole new switch that we have right now, and it uses the totally different solution with compared to the old switch. You use the new chip with the new design with the new housing. And the advantage of the 52,000 series is that it reduced the 35% of the size compared to the old switch. And it has the marginalization design, so it could have it used the same PCB board, and it could support the different kind of the port number and PoE or non-PoE. And also the most important thing is that our 52 series support the latest PoE PoE++, the 3BT. We'll talk about it later. It's the latest PoE standard, and it means the one port could up to provide 90 watts per port. And of course, it's come with the industrial grade, and also it can work in a harsh environment, and also have the 5-year warranty. And also the 52 series only have the layer 2 right now. All the 52 series is come with the layer 2 and only the management switch. And it support the PoE, and also it support the security and also our redundancy.
What's the warranty on all our other products? Is it 5 years as well?
Yes, almost all of our product is for the switch the switch have the 5-year warranty, and the J-Wave have the 5-year warranty as well. Only I remember that the SFP don't have 5-year warranty. It should be 3 year.
It's 1 year. It's 1 year. SFP is 1 year, antenna are 1 year. Adam, there's under on the Cornix page under the support, there's a drop down and it has warranty and RMA. If you go there, it tells you that everything is 5 years except power supplies are 3 years, SFP 1 year, antenna 1 year.
Yes. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, so this is the key feature for the 52 series. Like I said, the 52 series provide the different port number and also the PoE and the non-PoE option, and it support the latest PoE standard, the L2.3BT, and which means it could provide up to the 90 watt per port, and also it support our cybersecurity. And the 52 series could have the up to the 5 upper ports. Sorry, 8 fiber ports, but it depends on the model. So you have to, if you want to have the high fiber port, you have to confirm that which model that you should choose. Okay, so this is the portfolio for the 52 series. So it has the non-PoE version and the PoE version, and come with the different port number and the different media. And also for it, you have to notice that the PoE version has different support on the different ability on the different models. So you have to confirm that if the customer want to use the BT, then you have to choose the right model to which support the BT. Okay, so now let's talk about the PoE, the Power over Ethernet. The Power over Ethernet means the switch, if they support the PoE, then it's responsible for provide the data and the power at the same time by the Ethernet. So it means you didn't need to use another power cable for your endpoint device like the IP camera, the wireless access point, or some POS system. You could just use the one Ethernet cable to have the power supply and the data transmission at the same time. So that's what the Power over Ethernet, the PoE, doing. And the benefit of the PoE is that, of course, the cost saving, because you don't need to use another power cable to have the power supply for your endpoint device. And also it's easy to install your systems, because you only need to plug in one Ethernet cable, then the endpoint device is working and the data transmission is working. And for the scalability, that's because you don't need to use another power cable. So the cable management in the cabinet will be better than the non-PoE. Okay, so this is the PoE standard. The first PoE standard is coming in the 2003. The first PoE is the L2.3 AF. And in the AF mode, it defined the switch should provide the 15.4 watts per port to the PD. And in the 2009, they announced the PoE Plus, the new PoE standard, the L2.3 AT. And in the AT mode, the switch should provide 30 watts per port. And the latest one is coming in the 2018 is the PoE Plus Plus, the L2.3 BT, and it defined the switch should provide at least need to provide a 60 watt and up to the 90 watt per port to provide to the PD. Okay, and
Is
we have
is the PO plus, is that still 48 volts?
sorry.
Or is it still 48 volts, the plus?
40.
48 volts. The voltage, it's higher. So
Oh yeah, yes. It's you use the 48 voltage, like the other sender. Yes.
so the get the 90 watts, they're still using the 48 volt power supplies.
Yes. That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, so there has two roles in the PoE, the PSE and the PD. The PoE, the PSE, the PSE and the PD. The PSE is the power sourcing equipment, which means you need to deliver the power to the PD. And the PD is the power device, which means you need the PD is get the power from the PSE. Okay, so this is the definition that the how much power delivered after the cable. The standard defined that in the AF mode, the PSE should provide 15.4 watts, and after the transmission in the cable, at last the PD should get 12.95 watts. And in the AT mode, the PSE should provide 30 watt. And after the loss in the cable, the PD at last should get 25.5 watts in the PD. And
What's
there's
the distance, the line loss in the cable? How far can you go with PoE?
Like the Ethernet, it only support for the 100 meter.
100 meter? Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was less.
Yes, yes. The maximum distance is the 100 meter.
Do you need a different type of cable to deliver it? Like PoE versus PoE plus plus? Do you need to use Cat 5e or something higher? Oh, it's right there. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so there has one more thing you have to notice in the PoE. There has a alert alternate A and alternate B. It has the different pin design for these two modes. And in the definition that the PSE, the switch, should support either A mode or B mode, and the PD should support both A mode and B mode. But sometimes some PD provider didn't follow this rule. It might support only A mode or B mode. So when the customer want to use the PoE, you have to notice about this, because the pin definition between A mode and the B mode is totally different. So you have to mention about this. Okay, so this this page is showing that the improving of the PoE, and I have one thing to remind is that 3BT is only available with the 52 series, or other series, the 5612 or 7628 that we mentioned before. It did only support for the F and AT. The BT mode only support on the 52 series. Okay, so let's talk about the feature of the PoE, and I will talk about what challenge that we're facing before. So we design the feature to fix the problem. So the first one is that the PTZ camera needs the high power, because the PTZ camera has the zoom in, zoom out function, and also it could turn the camera to the right angle to record the video. So you need the high power to perform it working. And the second challenge is that what should we do when the PD crash? In the past, when PD crash, and we are not sure about the PD is broken or it just stuck in a failure situation. Maybe we could just reboot the PD to make it back to the normal states. But we need to send someone on site to reboot the PD, so it's wasting the human cost. And the third is that, as you know, the how to save Earth is the big issue around the world right now, and in Taiwan, our HR tell us to save the world, save the Earth every day. We need to have a green technology to help to save the energy and help and let our system more efficiency. So this is the one of challenge that we're facing before, because we have the customer X about this. And the last one is that we have in the past we have some customer they have some application in the transportation, but in the train or bus or vehicle, sometimes it didn't allow the you use the other power supply, but the PoE switch must need the 48 voltage DC power supply to work. But some transportation application didn't allow the 48 voltage power supply. So we designed a feature to fix this problem. Okay, so let's take a look for the first challenge. the PTZ camera needs the high power, and of course we have with all of our PoEs almost all the managed switch right now we have to support the AF and AT mode, so we could provide a 30 watt for peer port. And also we not only support for the standard PoE device. We also could provide the power for the non-standard PD. And so we have the AF mode and the AT mode, and also we have the force mode. The force mode is used for the non-standard PD. But you have to notice that the force mode will supply the power directly without the identification. So if you have to decide how many watts that you want to provide on this pole. If you provide too much power for the PD, the PD might be crashed. So you have to very careful when you're using the force mode. Okay, so and at the bottom of this page, that almost all of the DIMM rail switch the DIMM rail PoE switch that we have right now have the total budget is the 240 watts, which means it could provide 80 more the 30 watt peer pole for 8 ports at the same time. The second challenge is that when the PD crashed, but it's not actually the PD crashed. It maybe just stuck in the failure situation, and it might just need a reboot to make it back to the normal state. So we designed a feature for this, the link partner live detect, the LPLD. The LPLD will auto detect the status of the PD, and it will auto reset the PoE function when the PD is not respond for the detection. And the LPLD will cycling to check the PD status, and when it confirm that the PD didn't respond for the request, it will shut down the PoE power supply. It will shut down the PoE powering and back to the supplying the power to reset the PD to make it reboot. And you could it has the adjustable recovery time, so you could decide it how long that the switch should detect the PD is working or not. Okay, so this function could help to check the remote device status without the human cost. So we use this feature to fix these issues. Okay, so the third topic, that how we manage our system more efficiency and save the energy. And first we have the power priority for the PoE. You could decide it that which port has the highest priority, the critical priority, and also which port is with the high priority and the low priority. When theirs has the overheat detected, which means the power there has some power loss and it's not enough to provide power to the endpoint device, the low priority port will reducing the output power at first. And also we have the PoE scheduling. The scheduling can allows you to schedule the working time. The working time for the PoE port. You could choose by the hourly and the weekly to schedule the PoE port. What time the PoE is working and what time the PoE should shut down. And you could control by yourself and without you turn off the PoE by the menu. So we provide these two features to fix this issue. And the last one, when on the transportation application, sometimes they don't allow the 48 voltage DC power supply. So some of our switch has the built-in power booster, which means you could use the 24 voltage DC power supply or the 12 voltage DC power supply to supply the power for the switch, and the switch will boost the voltage up to the enough to provide the PoE for the PD. But it's only exist on the servo model of our switch. So you might, if you want to use, if you have this kind of request, you might need to check that which PoE switch has this function. And for now, we have the switch that we have, the power booster is the JetNet 6910G and JetNet 3810G.
I've never seen that before. That's pretty neat. So
Yeah,
that's a patent. So we're the only ones that have this.
Yeah, this feature is come couple years ago because we have the consumer requirements. So our PM college built up this feature by the hardware.
I've seen 24 to 48, but I've never seen 12 volts to 48.
Yes, because it is the unmanaged switch, so it allows the lower voltage for the switch.
Nice.
Okay, so this is another highlighted product that we have right now. Is the JetNet 7310G V2. This is the DIN rail type switch that support the PoE, and also it support the routing protocol as well. So this switch is the layer 3 switch, and it has the 4 gigabit for the Ethernet port, and it has the RJ45 and 2 SFP port, and the uplink port support SFP only. And of course, it support our network redundancy and also the cybersecurity. And like I mentioned before, that this switch has support routing protocol, so it's the layer 3 switch. And also the 7310G has the trackside, and also the NEMA TS2 is the bus compliance, so you could use on the track side or on the bus. Okay, so this is our new series for the M12 switch, the 55 series. The 55 series is that with the high port numbers, and it only has the fast Ethernet for the PoE port, and for the uplink port, you use the S code for the uplink. And one special thing is that the 55 series has one pair hardware bypass. The hardware bypass means when the switch lost the power, these two ports could bypass the data to the next switch without the power. So this is used for the, like we use this on the trend, and when there has some problem for the power supply, or this switch has some problem and lost the power, it could bypass the data to the next switch. And for the waterproofing, the default of the 55 series is the IP41, and it could support the IP54 by the request. And the IP65 our R&D colleague and the PM colleague is starting right now, so we might be provide the IP65 version in the future.
Johnny, what does it mean by request?
By request is that we won't have this in the stock. You need to.
It's a different part number for a IP54 version.
I'm not pretty sure. I have to ask our PM colleague about this, but in my experience, that when they say by request, that means you have to request with our PM colleague, and they will build this product for this case only. They won't build another same product in the stock.
Okay, I put in the chat in this Teams thing, this product, the description of it in that's in IFS, and it says there with bypass and then DC 77-137. What does that mean?
Let me see. DC
77 dash.
Oh,
77 to, is that total power or?
Yeah, it means it allows to use the DC power supply with the 77 volt voltage up to the 137.5 voltage. It allows the DC power, allow this range for the DC power supply to supply the power for the switch.
Okay, and what is bypass? What is M12X with bypass? What do you know what that means?
Yeah, the bypass is is the function that I told I think
explain that. I guess I just missed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think explain this model has the hardware bypass. Yes, I think it should be this meaning.
I didn't understand. Did you guys understand what that bypass meant? I didn't catch that really.
Yeah, it's when the power is turned off for any reason, Jeff, it just acts as a throughput. So even if the device is unpowered, it will still push the data from the switch before it to the switch after it, or the device before it to the device after it. So it acts as a coupling, even if it's powered off.
It just has internal contact that, if the power's off, it fails over. Its contacts release and fell over.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so the next, this is the portfolio of our M12 switch. Currently, we have the new 55 series and also the 75 series. The 75 series support the layer 3 mechanism. And also, not only the management switch, we have the unmanaged M12 switch as well. So if the customer need a unmanaged switch, we could provide for the customer. Okay, let's take a look about the application that we faced before, and we changed to use the new model for the same case. And in this case,
hey Johnny.
Yes.
Just want to do a time check here. We've been going for about an hour. Do you need to take a break or anything?
I think, yeah, we could take a break after. I only left 3 pages for the section 1. I think after this 3 pages, we could take a break for maybe 3 or 5 minutes. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So this case is a surveillance system that we have before is used in the highway, and the customer required that the switch need to provide the power for the PD, such as IP cameras and the sensors, and they require that they need a core network and a field network in the factory. So we use the 7628X to be the core network, to have the 10 gigabit rings in the core network. And in the field side, in the factory, we choose the 5208G to supply the power for the IP camera and also connecting as a ring. And also customer has another request that they have some serial device and which needs the COM port. So they choose another product is the J-port 5601 in this case. And also the same case, you could choose the other switch to fulfill the demand from the customers. So in this case, you could choose the 5612G GP for using in the field side as well. Okay, so okay, sorry. Oh, sorry. The next one, this is the application in the smart factory. The customer requests that all the device must be connected to the network, and it requires the switch have to provide a multi-port and also provide a PoE. So because in the factory there, they have a lot of device need to connect into the network, so they choose the high power number version, the 5216 GP. And in the control room, they choose the 6528GF because the 6528G could use up to 12 SFP at the same time. So they choose to use the 6528GF in this case. And in the storage room, they have some AGV, and the AGV need to transmit the data back to the control center. So, but the AGV is keep moving in the storage room, so they need a wireless solution. So we help them to build up with our J-Wave 2212 series to transmit the data by the wireless. Okay, so this is the list for all the software feature that we have right now. So if your customer have some require for the software features, then you could refer to this list to see that we could provide or not. Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot I have several page. I will talk it quickly, and then we could take a break for a couple minutes. This is our management program, the Cornix View. The Cornix View help you to discover the Cornix managed product in the network in the layer 2. And the advantage of the Cornix View is that it could batch configuration for the easy management. Like you could do the group IP settings or the upgrade the firmware at the same time, or do the groups configuration fail, backup and restore. And also it could help you to configure the device without you knowing the IP of the switch. And then the Cornix MMS. Yes, we have provide a professional software, professional network monitor system before, but now this system is very old. It's very old and is not allowed to increase more the new model into the same system. So our PM colleague and R&D colleague decided to stop to manage the MMS in the future, and they will try to find out other solution for this. Okay, so this is the list for all the 4 gigabit switch that we have right now. So if your customer has to request, you could check with this list to know which switch that you could choose for the customer. Okay, so this is the portfolio of the JCOM. The JCOM, I will, yeah, our JCOM series provide a converter for the customer. It has the Ethernet convert to the fiber, and also the Ethernet to convert to the sorry, to have the PoE function. And also you have the serial to fiber, convert to the fiber. And also we have the PoE injector. And the last one, we have the serial to serial converter. You could convert the serial to other types. And also we have the USB to serial converter. And for
we had a question yesterday. Tony had one about somebody wanting a go back to that previous slide.
This one?
They needed a serial to RJ45 Ethernet, not fiber. Is that something you don't see much, or was that a rarity, or why do we not do that?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't have a lot of customer X about the serial to the fiber as well. so I think, yeah, we only have this one right now. I think they won't consider to have another serial to cover, I think. Yes.
Tony, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What did they say when you talked to them about that?
Well, they were trying. They had conflicting serial ports, and so if they had, or as far as their PLCs go, they didn't have enough serial ports on the HMI to support the controller, and so they needed an Ethernet to serial adapter so they can set up an Ethernet protocol and then be able to access the serial controller. And I know Moxa does things like this. Just don't know.
So you just told them we don't have anything, that there's probably some. Just go to Amazon and find one.
Yeah, I didn't have to tell them that. I just tell them to find a converter. I didn't have to tell them that we don't have it.
Gotcha.
We don't have any of the ST connectors, just the SCs?
For now, we only have ST connector version right now.
SC or ST?
For this one, for the 2401 is the ST.
Yeah, all ST. All of them are ST.
Yeah.
There is there's the JetCon 2302 is an SC. And the 2301 is an SC.
Yes. But the 2401 is the ST. Yeah. Okay, but I think we might, if the customer would like to buy a big quantity, I think we could discuss with the PM colleague to see that we could have this kind of product or not. Yeah. Okay, so the JBox series, we only have the one device for the JBox series right now. Is the JBox 5630 and the 5633. It's the same model, and the difference between them is that the 5633 support you could plug in another USB dongle to have the wireless connection. This the difference between the 33 and the 30. And the 5330 series is could use for the VPN connection, and also it could be the mobile gateway. And for the JPO series,
before you go, Johnny, you go, there's another one that's listed on the price list and on the website. It's the JetBox 3350 or the 3300. They're Linux computers. It says, are those not actively sold, or what? What's your comment on that?
I confirm with our PM colleague, it's not starting they won't provide it in the future, but I asked about this with them, and they say the JBox series only has this one right now. So I'm not pretty sure that why they put the 33 in the website. I will confirm with our PM again about it to confirm that is the 33 series is still going on, or they will stop to manage it.
Okay.
Is
Go ahead.
the Linux system open? I mean, can you load anything else on this besides it being a VPN router?
Yes, you could do it with by the console to customize the program that you want in the
So
Linux.
is this basically a hardened Raspberry Pi?
I think it's not easy for the customer, I think.
You can't load code
Find
on
the
it.
Linux application, you cannot go into this device and hit install that application.
Yes, they could. We have a space to allows the customer to install their application in the Linux kernel.
Because I was looking at the documentation, it mentioned like offering an SDK toolkit to develop your own application in. So you had to develop in the Cornix SDK's environment. You couldn't just come in with your Linux application.
Yeah. Yes.
So we are able to install Linux applications without the SDK?
Or you need SDK.
I think, I remember you could use your own SDK to program, but I can confirm with our R&D colleague again about this, and I will answer you about this.
That'd be
And
great.
then let us know if it's still, I mean, it's on the website. If it's not going to be, if it's going away, we'd like to know if it's right now. When we see it on the website, we assume we can sell it because we have it on our price list. We have a price, we can order it. At least IFS allows us to do that. So let us know. There's also on the price list, there's a couple things. There's a couple of hard drives, some 320 gigabit hard drives. Are those not applicable to the 5630, 33 series, or what are they applicable to? Do you know?
Actually, I cannot see this in the IFS, so I'm not pretty sure. I might check with the PM colleague.
Who's the PM on the JetBox?
For now, the JBox should be. I'm not sure is Andrew or Shelly. I have to.
Well, what I'll do is Johnny, I'll send you a request just to clarify. Are these products still ones we should sell or not?
Yeah,
and then you could forward it to find out.
Yeah. I can forward to the PM team and ask them to respond about this.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I'm just curious. I'm curious if you can load like ignition software on it or something equivalent.
Right.
Does anybody know?
From what Richard said, it sounded like you could, but
these questions have come up before, and the only way I could say, or only thing I could say is I need to get one to try it.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Sorry, Johnny, for the.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Okay. So the last one series is the JPO series. We only have one product right now. Is the 5601. Is the serial server, and it could be you could use it for the real-con or virtual-con solution, or use for the TCP server or the TCP client transmission. Okay. So the last one, the SFP. The SFP is used for the fiber to be the connector, and you must use the same of the both end for the SFP. For the mode, the mode, the single or the multi-mode. And the difference between the single and multi is that the single mode is used for the long distance transmission and is more expensive. And the multi mode is for the short distance and it has the lower cost. So it depends on the distance and how many calls that you want to take. And for the speed, it should be the same speed on the both ends. And also the wavelength should be the same wavelength on the both ends. And we have another types of SFP is the BDSFP, the bidirectional SFP. The BDSFP is very special because it uses only one fiber to both transceive and receive. The no more USB, the no more SFP is used two fibers for the transceive and receive. The BDSAP only use the one fiber for both transceive and receive. And we suggest that the customer, we will suggest the customer to use the same brand on the both side for the BDSFP, because we have experienced that the customer use different brand for the BD, and there has a lot of problem that the SAP cannot be working. So we suggest to use the same brand on the both sides for the BDSFP. And the BDSFP needs to use the opposite wavelengths, not like the normal SFP. For an example, if you use one side with the TX transceive is the 1310 and the receive is 1550. Then the other side you need to use the reverse. You need to use the 1550 for the transceive. The receive should use the 1310. It's not like the normal SFP, but the speed and the mode should be the same as the normal SFP. Okay, and we have another type of SFP is that the DDM-SP. The DDM-SP is the digital diagnostic monitor, which means you could monitor the status of the SFP on our website. You could check about the temperature, the transmit power, and the receive power. And also we provide the warning information. We provide the warning event. It could tell you that if the temperature or transmit power or receive power is out of range, then the switch will send a warning event to tell you that switch is the SFP is going wrong. Okay, so this is the DDN SFP.
That's pretty neat. Can you go back one second?
Yes.
So I've never seen that before. So
yeah.
Is it a green light, red light? What is it telling you?
Green light, red light?
I don't know what that SFP you have plugged in there doesn't look like an LC connector. I mean, what is it?
Oh, you mean the LED?
Yeah, is it an LED display?
Yes, yes. It is the LED will display the. If you connect to in the normal states, it will shows the green light, and when you transmitting the data, it will shows the orange light.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's just a go, no go. You really can't tell anything else other than that.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, so finally we finished the first part, so we could take a break maybe for the 3 minutes, okay? And we could start in after 3 minutes.
Sounds good. You just start when you're ready. Take a break, go to bathroom, get a drink or whatever, and come back, and we'll follow your lead.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, sorry guys, I'm ready. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Okay, so let's talk about product selection. So at first we have to ask the customer. We have to ask the customer about they need a switch, the wire product, or the Wi-Fi access point, the wireless product, or they need a converter, or the serial server, or the VPN or VPN connection, or the mobile gateway. We have to confirm about this. And for the wire product, at first we should confirm that which connector type that they want to have. They want to use the RJ45 or they want to use the M12. If they choose the M12, of course, they have to choose the M12 series, the 6910 or the 55 series or 75 series. And we have to confirm with that they need a PoE or not. And also they would like to have the managed switch or the unmanaged switch. And layer 2, they need a routing protocol or not. So you could decide that they need to use the layer 2 switch or the layer 3 switch. And how many ports and Rickman or dimmer type is they have some relative, because if the customer needs the high power numbers, then they means the customer need to choose the Rickman type. So these two questions might be related. And you have to notice that the space in the cabinet is enough or not to choose the product, because I have a customer that buy the dimmer switch, and then they tell us that the switch is the size is too big. It cannot fit in the cabinet. So you have to check about this as well when the customer want to put the switch in the cabinet. And also you have to check with the customer that they have they need specific protocol or the certification, like they want to use the routing protocol or the redundancy, or they need to use for the transportation solution, they need some certain certification. And then, okay, this is for the wire product, for the switch. And for the wireless product, first we have to check about they want to use the Wi-Fi or the cellular. And they need the outdoor or indoor device, and the transmission distance, because the default antenna and the coverage difference between the default antenna and the external antenna. The external antenna can provide more coverage for the for the transmission. So we need to confirm that the transmission data with the customers. And also we need to check about the frequency, because the different country using the different frequency for both Wi-Fi and the cellular. So before the customer buy the wireless product, we need to check about which model that they should choose to suitable for the frequency in their country.
That is a big thing that I don't think we're very comfortable with here.
Yeah.
I think that the general thinking outside of the US and Canada is you just buy a SIM card from a company, the carrier, and you put it in. A lot of them don't like you to do that. They want that customer premise equipment device to be authorized by them to put the SIM in for business type application. It's not the same as, you know, just a common, you know, cell phone, mobile phone kind of thing. They want a little bit more. And our experience, I don't think, is very good on working with the carriers and having good experience with this yet, unless anybody else on the call has experience with it. I'm still not comfortable with it.
Yeah, maybe we could discuss with Andrew about this to let him think about this, if they could have a special version for US or not.
Well, it's yeah, US, it's Canada, but we have all these other countries as well. We have probably, you know, in our world here, we probably have close to 100 countries, maybe, or at least 70 countries. Some of them are really small, but still, we just don't really have, unless you guys, other people on the call, have experience with this. I don't feel comfortable still, but it might be good to talk to Andrew.
Yeah, we could discuss with Andrew about this to let him decide it about this. Yeah. Okay, so next one is the converter. Converter is more easy than the other product. You just confirm with the customer what kind of media that they need and choose the right product for them. And serial server and the VPN connection and the mobile gateway, we only have one product right now, so we don't have other choice in the selection. Okay, so first I will give you some example that how we choose the product by the request from the customers. So first, the condition is the customer says that he needs the 7 Ethernet port with the 3 gigabit uplink, and then they need dual power input with 48 voltage, and the switch work in the harsh environment with 75 degrees Celsius. And also the switch need to support the mobile TCP transmission. And also the switch will need to have the EMI EMS certification. So in this case, I will choose the 10-port device like the 5010G. It has the 3 fast Ethernet port and 3 combo port, and it support mobile TCP transmission and dual power supply, dual power input with the 48 voltage is okay for it. And for the operating temperature, they need to choose the wide temperature version, because they request the wide temperature with the 75 degrees Celsius. So they need to choose the 5010G-W, which means the wide temperature version. And also it has the EMI EMS certification. So I think the 5010G will be suitable for this case. And then the other request is that the customer need 28 full gigabit ports, and it need the 12 fiber ports, and it need the ACL to control the access, and they need a routing protocol to work with the different IP domain, and also the switch need to have the certificate for the power station, the IEC 61A50-3. Okay, so for this condition, I would choose the 60A28G because it's the layer 3 switch, and which could support up to the 12 fiber port, because he has the A gigabit combo port and with 4 gigabit SFP port. So you could have the 12 fiber ports, and also you supported our cybersecurity. So you support the ACL, of course, and you support the OSPF, and it has the compliance of the IEC 61A50-3. So the 60A28GF is suitable for this condition. Okay, so
So
another,
that compliance, that switch compliance, does it support certain protocols? I mean, what makes that special for the PT&D industry, power transmission distribution?
yeah, almost all the power station will request the 61A50-3.
Right, but what does that mean? I mean, what features in that certification are they needing? Is it for goose traffic? Is it for DMP3 traffic? Is it for the power plug connection? You know, what is it?
So I remember it should be for the surge protection.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank
Yeah,
you.
for this. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So there's other condition. The customer needs a persistent A PoE port with 4 gigabit ports, and it need to use the AT mode for the PoE, and need to work in the minus 35 degrees Celsius. So for this condition, I would choose the 12 ports products, the 5612 GP, which support the PoE with the AT mode, and also it could work in the harsh environment. Okay, so the next condition is that the customer needs a 24 PoE port and with 4 gigabit uplink port. So of course, we need to choose the rack mount switch because the DIMM rail switch, the port number of the DIMM rail switch is not enough. And also customer request that he needs to use the multiple swerving, the MSR, and also the redundant power with the AC power and DC power at the same time. So in this case, I would choose the 6728G, which has support 4 gigabit for 4 gigabit with 24 PoE ports, and also it has the 4 gigabit SFP port, and also it support the MSR, and it could allow the redundant power with the AC power and DC power at the same time. But the redundant power with the with the AC and DC, you have to, they separate it to the different item in the IFS. So you might to check about which item you should purchase before before you purchase. You have to check about which item you should choose. Okay, the next one is that the customer has the PD which only support the PoE with the alternative A mode, and it needs to use with the AT. So for this kind of condition, I will go to find our brochure. Our brochure will have the list and shows the power fitting mode directly. So you could identify the which fitting mode that this switch support directly on the brochure. So usually I will go to use the brochure to find the right switch for the customer about this condition. So in this case, the 3906G is suitable for the customer. Okay, and now we have the new website for and it provide a product selector, and it could help you to filter, have some simple condition to filter the switch to help you to find a switch that you want to see. Like you could choose you are looking for the unmanaged switch or the layer 2 switch, layer 3 switch, or the port number and PoE or not. So you could use this selector on our website to easy to filter the right product for you. Then we are going to talk about the selection for the J-Wave. For the the customer needs to have the 11 AC for the Wi-Fi, and it needs to 2 transceive and 2 receive for the MIMO. So for this condition, I would choose the 2212G, and usually I will compare the condition from the customer and compare with our datasheet to confirm it and shows to the customer to confirm this product is suitable for them. Okay, so the next one, the customer requests for the 11 for the Wi-Fi, and they need to use on the trend, and also it needs the 100 meter for the distance for the Wi-Fi. And then you need the device support the Wi-Fi and the LTE at the same time. So for this condition, I only can choose the 3420 with the M12 version. It's the only device that we have for the only device that we have in the J-Wave with the M12 connector. So if the customer needs to use the J-Wave on the transportation solution, I think you need to choose the 3420 for them with the M12 version. Okay, so next the customer needs the outdoor AP and with the L2 with the 11 AC, and you need the dual radio with the 2.4G and the 5G at the same time. So you have to choose the J-Wave 42 series because it support the dual radio, and also it has the 11 AC supported, and also it has the waterproof. The industrial IP68 could put it in the outside directly. So for this condition, I would choose the 42 series. Okay, so the J-Wave has the selector on our website as well, but you only can filter that you want to see the Wi-Fi product, cellular product, or the Wi-Fi and cellular at the same time. But it could help the customer to filter the condition. So you might could use the web to find the right product for you. Okay, so, and then is the JCON series. The JCON series is more simple because you just consider about the media type to choose the right product. If the customer needs the cover to the fiber convert, you could choose the 3301 to convert just to choose the cover to fiber product. And also all the same, you just need to follow the customer's requirement to choose the right product for them. So it's more easy than the other products. Okay, so now we are going to the next section.
Before you go on, I was looking at the wireless switch connector. I'm not sure who's the one that's responsible for this, but for example, I just clicked Wi-Fi and outdoor and I get nothing. So it tells me that we do not have a Wi-Fi product for outdoors, but I know that's not true.
On the website?
Yeah.
Okay, I will. Yeah, our website is handled by our marketing team. I will ask them about this for the. Okay, let me record it. So you cannot find the outdoor AP on the website, right?
Yeah, all I clicked was Wi-Fi and outdoor. If I click Wi-Fi and indoor, I get a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But if I just select outdoor only, I get nothing.
Okay. I will confirm it later, and I will discuss with our marketing team about this to ask them to fix it.
Okay. Thanks.
Also, Johnny, on that same thing, if I were to search for a keyword like VPN, nothing comes up. So if you're already talking to the marketing team,
Okay.
make sure they know that.
Okay, no problem. So one is the outdoor AP and one is the VPN. Okay, okay, no problem. I will ask them to fix it. Okay, so now we are going to the next section. The next section is I made it to show you that what usually we will configure when we what we need to manage the switch at the beginning. So the first thing is that we need to tell the customer where to manage the switch, and also they need to have the high complexity of the account and the password, and also the IP address assignment is very important, and we suggest to use the up-to-date firmware version to avoid the knowing issue. And also some application requires the current time on the switch, like the power station. And also the backup and restore function is very important, and we will talk about it later. And the last one is to use the the console port to use the command line to control the switch. Okay, so first, how we manage the switch. The easy way to manage a switch is that you could configure the switch in the web interface, and you should type in the IP address in the browser, and if you're not sure about the IP address of the switch, you could use the Cronix view to discover the switch first. Then you could find the IP address of the switch. Then you could use it to access to the web interface of the switch. And all the Cronix device have the same default IP address. Is the 192.168.10.1. And then the one thing you have to notice that the IP address of your computer should use the same IP domain as your switch. So for like this, my switch used the 10.19.6.59, and with the subnet mask 24, then my computer needs to have the same should have the same IP address in the same domain. So I use the 10.11.6.111 for the IP address. Then I'm allowed to access to the switch. Okay, so the next one is the account and password management. You could change the account or the password in the admin password page. And for that, our new switch will have the different privilege for the different user. The privilege 0 means this account only can do the read only. It only can read the configuration of this switch. It cannot do any configuration no matter in the console or in the website. In the web interface. And privilege with the 15 means that it has the highest privilege. They could read the configuration, and they could control the switch. And we only support for these two privilege right now. So it's not 0. It's only 0 or 15. And the default account and password of the switch is the admin and admin. Okay, so next one is the IP configuration, and we have to tell the customer that they should use the different IP address for the different switch, because we have a lot of customer in Taiwan. They use the same IP address to the every switch. So there has a lot of problem in the networks. So so for now I will every customer asks me about the configuration, I will ask them to make sure that the IP address of all the switch should be the different. You cannot use the same IP address for the different switch. Okay, and about the time configuration, we could use the get PC time to get the current time for the switch. And also, if the customer has the NTP server, they could enable the NTP client update and type in the NTP the IP address of the NTP server. Then the switch will update the time with the NTP server every 30 seconds. And our switch didn't have the battery, so when switch reboot or shut down, the time setting is gone. But NTP settings will keep in the configuration, but the time will be reset to the default. So sometimes customer will asking about this, so we will have to tell them that we don't have the battery in the switch, so you have to manually to set up time once again if you don't have the NTP server. Okay, so next one is the backup and restore. Usually I will ask customer to back up the configuration in and store in their PC, because sometimes the switch will have some problem after it working for a while. And if they don't have the backup config, it means they have to configure all the configuration one more time. So it's wasting their time. So I would suggest them to back up the configuration after they finish all the settings on the switch. And in our web interface, you can see that it's not the backup. It uses the save. You just click the save and choose the direction. Then you could save the backup. You could save the configuration file, and then you could choose the configuration file to upload to the switch. Okay, so and for the firmware upgrade, you could upgrade the firmware in the firmware upgrade page, of course. And the firmware file is separated for each model, so you cannot use the firmware file from other switch to the others. And for example, you cannot use the firmware file for the 5010G to use on the 5310G. You have to use the right firmware file to the right switch. And you could download the firmware from our website, but sometimes the latest one is not going to our website very quickly. So if you found some problem, if you get some issue or problem from the customer, you might send emails for me, and I can help you to check about is they're using the latest firmware or not, because I can go to our R&D server to check about which version is the latest one. So you could send an email for me. I can help you to check about it. Okay, so the last thing on the web interface is the low default. the low default, you need to reboot the switch after you reset setting to the default. You only work after you reboot the switch, and you have to remember that the low default function will keep the same IP address after you reload it. It won't change. It will reset all the configuration to the default settings, but it will keep the same IP address after reloaded. And you could download the Corning's view from our website, and I put the link here. Then you could download directly. And when you use the Corning's view, you have to notice that the Corning's view is discover the switch in the layer 2 by the Mac in the Mac level. So you could just select the all interface to discover. But if you want to do the management, like you want to change the you like to upgrade firmware, you want to back up and restore the configuration, you have to choose the right interface for the management. And also the current view almost can do all the initial configuration functions. To do all the initial configuration functions, but it didn't support the time settings and the account management. So if you want to configure the time or you want to configure the account, you have to go to the web interface or use the console. And you might notice that there has another function that means the name is the low factory default. The low factory default is different with the low default. The low factory default will reset the IP address to the default, and the low default will keep the same. So there's difference. The low factory default will restore the IP address of the switch to the default IP address, the 10.1. So this the difference between the low factory default and the low default. Okay,
Yep.
so
I just wanted to verify that Corning's view is only available on Windows, right?
Yes, Windows only.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so the last one, the console management. We use the console to when you try to use the console to control the switch. The first thing is that you need a serial to USB converter for the laptop, because usually the laptop won't have the COM port. So you need a JCOM 1101 or 0203 to convert the serial to the USB for your laptop to have the remote section. And you need a remote control utility on your PC, like the PuTTY or the Teraturn. It's for free, and you can enter to the console by the utility that you have. And usually we will use the console to check the status of the switch, because in my experience, sometimes the status shown in the console and the web interface is not the same sometimes. So in my experience, if I found some problem or some issues and it's on the web interface, and I will check it in the console one more time to confirm is the issue or is the display issue for the web interface. Okay, so this is all for today's class. So do you have any question?
How are you going to get us this presentation?
You mean
send it to us?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I will send it to you. And also I confirmed with David. He told me that they are considered to build a space to put all the material of the training from the Bayer and from the Cornix put together on the should be on the server or someplace. But I will send my slide for you directly after.
Yeah, send them to me because right as I'm looking, I got a question that was answered in your presentation that I have to reference. So
okay, no problem. Yes, yeah, I will send all the slides for you.
thank you.
Okay.
And we'll resume tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, same time for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Question.
Good, Todd.
Johnny, I had a quick question.
Yes.
So I'm looking at your JetWave cellular, and it has says supports GPS. Is that for like a marine environment or truck or automotive? What's the usage of the GPS?
GPS, I think is the old model, is the JWave 3320, right?
Well, I'm looking at the 2411, the 2100, they all support GPS.
Oh. Okay. The new. Oh. Okay, the new model. I think I need. Yes, I need to check with Andrew about this, because I'm not sure, because it's the new functions that I haven't made before.
Yeah, no problem. And are we going to have a 5G version in the future?
Yeah, they are. We have we have a case in Taiwan right now for the TSMC. They use the 5G router, and we will have our own version very soon. Maybe in the Q2, I think.
It is, yeah. I presented this, Todd, in one of those Friday morning ones, the new 5G product. It looks like a spider. It's got all kinds of antennas and stuff all over it.
Yeah.
And you did show it to me. I remember that. Look, yeah. All right, thanks, guys. That's all.
Okay, thank you. So let's see you tomorrow. And I
all
will
right. Thanks for staying up. Thanks for staying up late, Johnny.
Yeah,
Thank you, Johnny.
That's okay. That's okay.
See you.
Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.